let me share my screen. Okay. So can you see my slides? Okay, okay, perfect. Okay, let's move on. So you guys should be very familiar with this one, right? So candidate computing competition is composed by 5 questions. And question 1 and 2 would be basic algorithms. For example, the sorting and searching. And questions 3 and 4 would be more advanced algorithm. For example, the carefully counting and some of the mathematical reasoning questions. For example, the number theory questions. And the question 5 would be a very tough question. It's an international Olympiad of information level questions. So you can see the senior would be totally different from junior. And the key would be the question 3, 4, and 5. And is CCC hard? The answer is yes. And you can see if you didn't take any training before, so it's impossible to solve the 4 senior questions in 3 hours. So you only can solve the 1 or 2, right? So you can't solve the rest questions. Even if the question 1 or 2 is not easy to get perfect because they have the requirement of efficiency. So you may not get the full mark. And you also can see this is 2019, so the average score. You can see actually is very senior is very low. Is very low score. You can see. So it's the full mark is 75, and you can see. So this one is lower than 60 percentile, right? So if you add all the scores, you can find, right? So it's about it's about the 40. Yeah. Okay. So non-zero the scores is 40, but actually, so it would be the average score would be the lower than it's about 20, right? So it's pretty low. This is 21, right? And you can see the senior, the average is only the 26.5 score, but the full mark, the full score would be the 75. So it's pretty lower. So this is the very most common questions. So is this contest just the programming? The answer is absolutely no. So actually, they test you how to design the solution to get the expected output, right? So you have to get familiar with algorithm and the data structure, and you also have to have the proficient programming language skills. So the logical thinking is most important. Coding is just a tool to implement your thinking, right? So this class will focus on the logical thinking. So the programming language doesn't matter. It's just a tool to help the teacher to explain his thinking process. So you have to pay attention to how they design the solution, how they approach the problem, how the teachers analyze the problem, how the teachers think out the solution, how's the teachers reasoning process. So this is the key, right? So and how the algorithm worked out. So this is the key. Coding is not important. It's just a tool to demonstrate his thinking. Okay. So how to prepare? So you have to learn the classic data structure and the algorithm. you have to do the practice, yeah, because this one is very the hand-on the contest, right? You have to make your hands dirty. You have to write code. Take online the regional, national, and global contest. Regional, national, and global contest. So make you proficient in the contest, right? So this is the key, and this is also the purpose of our class. So we will teach you the most important. We will categorize the contest question to the different question types, and we will summarize the classic the data structure and algorithm, and help you to crack this CCC in the shortest time. So this is our class's value. Okay, so this is also the second most common questions. So what's the schedule? What's the schedule of the CCC class? This CCC class actually is in total the 12 hours intensive training, and you can see we actually have the 5 sessions, and the first 4 sessions would be every Saturday 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the duration would be 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. And the last session would be the February 14th, so it would be the Monday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And the duration would be the 2 hours, so a little bit shorter than the previous 4 sessions. Okay, so this is the most important slides, and you can take a picture. So let me introduce the 3 important milestones. One is 10:30 a.m. today. So it would be the deadline of early bird. So the tuition is $599. So if you pay by these milestones, you can continue attending this class. And the time is based on the receiving the time. So we get your tuition, right? We receive your tuition. And the second milestone is 10:45. So between the 10:30 and 10:45, so we will have a break, 15 minutes break. So this break actually is provide a buffer. So if you want to continue attending this class, so after 10:45, after the 10:30, but before 10:45, the tuition will become the 659. So you can also pay the tuition during this 15 minutes buffer. So you can continue attending this class. The third milestone would be after 10:45 and before the second session. So the tuition is also 659. But after 10:45, you cannot attend this class anymore, but the video of the rest of the class will be provided. And after 10:45, the all tuition will be not refundable. So you can yeah, because you get the chance of a free trial, right? So you have already know this class. So the all tuition will be not refundable. Please e-transfer the tuition to accounting@olympiad.edu.org. And the password would be CCC 2022. CCC 2022. And please also send an email to info@olympiad.edu.org. So you send about the student's name, grade, school, past CCC scores, and one Google email to access the teaching material, because we will share all the teaching material in Google Drive. So you have to provide one Google email so you can access this teaching material. So you can take a picture of these slides. Okay. So the last one would be introduce our teacher. So our teacher is Patrick. He's an outstanding teacher from University of Waterloo's computer science program. And he ranked the top 3% in the CCC senior honor roll, the group 4, and got the certificate of distinction of CCC senior. He also ranked the 13th of more than 500 teams in education computing organization of Ontario contest. And 4% of more than 34,000 participants in the Facebook Hacker Cup 2021. And he also ranked the top 128 in the 64 Bs. He is also the leader of University of Waterloo's Computer Science Club. He has a strong teaching experience with excellent achievement. He taught more than 30 students to get excellent scores in Python and competitive algorithm courses. Okay, so Patrick, are you there? Okay, Patrick is not here, so let me wait for a while. Yeah, he will show up.
Could you go back to the slide with the email? Thank you.
So the teacher have some problem with his network. He will figure it out in 2 minutes. Yeah.